Ha! Hey everyone, Hassan here. Welcome to the world of Ha. Today I have another Fortnite video for you. We are continuing the reviews of the Fortnite toys from Jazzwares. So I did a video showing my Fortnite haul, showing you all the things that I had, and this was one of the items on the list. So this Fortnite Turbo Builder set, as you can see here, is available at a couple different places. I think Target has it. I've got it at GameStop. It was $39.99 was the regular price. So the price may vary depending on where you buy it, if there's a sale or not, or whatever. But this set right here comes with two figures. It's got Raven and Jonesy, and I'm excited because I actually have the Raven skin in the game, so it's cool to have a figure finally of one that I have from the game itself. You have 81 building materials, so this set is really focused on the building part of Fortnite, so lots of build materials. As you can see, you can really come up with a giant dynamic scene, which is really interesting, so I'm excited to play around with that. You have 4 weapons as well, which are all pictured right here, and 2 harvesting tools right here as well. So lots included in here to get you started. So this is the Turbo Builder set, as I mentioned. And then the back of the box basically just kind of recaps what you have. So it's showing you the 2 different characters right there, all these different pieces and how you can build and make various things. You can apparently show what you've created with hashtag WallUpIRL. And also available all of these other figures through various sets, which I will be reviewing, so keep an eye out for that. So, yeah, this is the Turbo Builder set. So, without further ado, let's get this open and take a look. Alright, here is the Turbo Builder set, and as you can see, there's a lot of build materials here. So before we jump into all this build material, let's look at the weapons and then the figures that you get in this set. So there are 4 weapons that are found in the set. And by the way, this also comes with the same little checklist of items that came with the piñata that I did earlier a review of. So just an FYI, you do have a tactical shotgun right here, the uncommon variant in green. Now the rarity doesn't really matter with the toys because like you buy the Turbo Builder set, you know you're getting this exact one. But in case, like, you know, for your display purposes, you want a certain version, then this is the green variant right here. So there you have it. Of course, these weapons are going to be lacking in some paint, like they're not going to be fully detailed like they are from the game, but they do enough, basically, you know, for what they need to do. Then you have a, oh, and I'm losing it here, a rare revolver, so the blue variant of the revolver. Trying to see if I can zoom a little. So there it is. Okay. Then you have the suppressed submachine gun, the rare variant, the blue. Okay. And last but not least, we have the hunting rifle right here. So, those are the 4 weapons. And then you do get 2 harvesting tools as well. So, you get the AC/DC harvesting tool right here. And I guess these, I don't know which one goes with Jonesy, but the Raven one should have a different one on here. But so I think they include different harvesting tools than the figures. Like they don't match specifically if you're going for like a set. And I think the idea is they want you to buy various packages so that way you can complete the sets. Granted, this might actually fit with Jonesy, I don't know, but I know this doesn't go with Raven. I mean, you can use any with any in the game, but in terms of like the sets. So that's the AC/DC one. And then you have this right here, which I guess is I'm looking at the packaging is just the standard pickaxe, but it's a different color. Or is that the right color? It just looks odd in the package. It looks dark, but no, actually I think that is supposed to be brown. So I think this is just the standard pickaxe. This actually might go with Jonesy. But yeah, standard pickaxe, just your basic one right there. So these are okay. You know, again, it's nice to have, you know, a variety of things if you're buying multiple sets. So there are those. Let's take a look at the figures right here. Here is Jonesy right here. Both of them, by the way, have a little bit trouble standing up, especially Raven, which I'm a little frustrated about because I really like the Raven figure, but I can't really display it on a shelf if it's going to keep falling over, you know? But here is the Jonesy figure right here. So there he is. Very simple design, but I like the little details that they did include on this figure, as you can see. Even down to like the tattoo and yeah. So, in terms of articulation, so the head does move up and down a little bit. It's a little tight. It does turn side by side. There is a joint there. I don't want to break it. Some of these joints are really tight, but it can move a little bit up and down. But definitely move side to side, so you do have that flexibility. The arms do rotate all the way around, and they do move up a decent amount. Then this figure does have some bending at the elbow. Although it seems to bend backwards more than it bends forwards, which is a little disappointing. I guess I could do it around this way. Yeah, actually I couldn't turn it. Okay, so there you go. So never mind, because maybe the arm was twisted around. Because the hand can rotate all the way around, so you can do it whichever way you so please, basically. Same with this side as well. Then the entire upper body rotates all the way around and moves up and down. This whole part of the body does rotate as well. So in 2 points, here and up top, it can rotate around. The legs move apart, forward, and back a little bit to the side. This whole part of the leg does rotate around. This thing kind of gets in the way a little bit, but you can see it here, like that. Then you have a double joint right here at the knee, and then the feet do move back and forward a decent amount and twist around as well. Yeah, so pretty decent articulation on these figures. Because some of these pieces, like the feet, are a little tiny, it is hard for them to stand a little bit. But the joints are pretty tight and stuff, so they do seem to click into place, so you can really get it to pose whichever way you want. It's just having it stand might be a bit of a tricky challenge a little bit. So for example, let's see if I can get them to stand upright here. Bend this knee forward maybe. It's a little odd. They all seem to lean backwards a little bit more than they should. So you kind of have them hunched over a little bit. Let me see if I can bend at the knee a little bit. No. Yeah, see, it's a little tricky because you have to kind of get it just right. So to get it to stand, it ends up looking a little awkward. So, I don't know. Not the biggest fan of the way the figures are, how they stand, but keep that in mind. And then we have Raven. This was one of the skins that I purchased, so I definitely do like this skin. And I think, look-wise, I think they did a great job of representing this figure. For the most part, I do think the face looks a little bit weird, because from a distance, looks totally fine. But when you get up close to see how they did the face, you have the eyes, but like it's just a flat, inwards molded thing. So if you kind of stare at it too much, it almost looks like his face fell off just from how they did it. I don't know if that makes any sense. So it kind of looks a little odd if you stare at it too much and too up close. So if you have it at a distance, it's like, okay, cool, the eyes are glowing through the hood or whatever. But up close, because the eye pieces are just attached on top, it just looks a little odd. Yeah, but overall though, decent bit of detail on the figure, as you can see right there. They did a great job with really representing the characters well. I think that's one thing that you can truly see with these Fortnite characters. All these little holes and just the jagged edges and just the way they did this whole thing. I think they did it really nicely. This whole suit, by the way, is like it's got this rubbery feel to it. So it is movable, and it is pretty nice. And yeah, I mean, I think it looks pretty great. So articulation-wise then, the head is going to be able to rotate a bit, but of course these side pieces are going to prohibit it from moving too much. Excuse me, the arms rotate all the way around, and they do move upwards as well, like that. They do bend at the elbow a little bit, and then the hand does rotate as well. Then you have this entire upper body piece which does rotate, and then technically this entire top half can rotate as well, although this piece kind of gets in the way a little bit, so I don't want to mess with it too much. The legs can move apart pretty much the same as Jonesy, except for this thing kind of inhibiting movement a little bit. They can turn as well, double joint at the knee, so everything else is pretty much the same as I showed you before. The feet do move forward and back a little bit, and they do rotate around as well. So decent bit of articulation there, but again, and I think the feet on this one also don't move as much, and it becomes a little bit harder to have them to stand. I think the feet aren't always flat properly, and then again, it makes it difficult to have on display properly. So it's just kind of like you're constantly fiddling with it to get it to be like, yeah. So anyways, I'm not going to waste too much time on that, but there you have it. So let's get to the actual building materials, because there's so much here. There's a lot. So just to give you an idea, so we have the wood, stone, and metal pieces all right here. They're all the same style, basically. So if I were to take any of these pieces and essentially match them up, you're going to get this same shape for every piece. So it's going to give you connectors, these types of connectors on both sides, and then these open areas on the other sides there. The one difference that you'll see is the little peg right here, which it doesn't attach to anything, but technically you can have the figures on the wood piece here. There's little holes in them so they can stand on those pegs. So the nice thing, the issue that I had with the figure standing, standing on their own, it's now no longer valid when you actually have build materials. So they solved that issue with that. So that is great. And the nice thing is, that's what this set is about. It's meant for you to be able to build something, and then you can plop your figures on it and go. The only thing is, only the wood pieces have the little peg. So you cannot have your figures stand like that on these pieces. You can try and balance them if you want, but you're just going to be playing around with it and, you know, pushing your luck a little. So this actually came like this out of the box, I guess, as an example of how a couple pieces can be attached together. So I kept it this way just to give you that example. So you can really mix and match the pieces however you want, and you can create little cubes, you can do this, you can even like just leave them unattached like this, almost like a little ramp. So the idea being, if I push these pieces back, the idea being you have this set up right here, right? And you know what? I'm going to actually add another piece here just to extend this out a little bit more. Just to make it a little easier. Yeah, just like that, right? So you can have something just like this, and I can then have Jonesy climbing up this. So I'll put in the peg right here. So he's climbing up, and then I have Raven up top here. You know, staring them down. And there you go. That works perfectly. I think that looks pretty great. And then, of course, you can totally build them out how you would want, right? So maybe, you know, he's got his submachine gun right there. shooting him down. He's being aggressive, coming up with the shotgun, right? Like he's ready to go. I mean, you can totally have them posed in the way that you want. So that, I think, is pretty great. And as you saw how I added on the thing there, it's pretty easy to build things. You know, like you want to build a little fort for some of your characters, right? Like, let's build some stuff. Let's say we're building with wood. So let's get a little piece. Now, I'm always a little afraid that I'm going to break some of these. I can't tell you how easy or not they are to break, because obviously it will take a decent amount of building and unbuilding and all that, and I'm not really planning to do much of that. So they connect pretty, like they're pretty sturdy once you connect them, but I just don't know how well they're going to last over time, these pieces. These connectors, I mean, don't seem like they're the best types of connectors to have. I can definitely see the potential for them to be damaged over time. But, you know, and some of them do take a little bit of force to click in, as you can see. So it's not also going to be the quickest thing to build. It's not like in Fortnite where you're up against somebody, you gotta build things quick. No, for these guys, it's gonna take a little bit of, fidgeting with to get it to click in properly. So I want to build something just to show you the process. So let's say we're starting to build a little wall here, right? So let me take some more pieces. Actually, you know what? I actually have some pieces from the llama set right there. So let's just use these. So again, it's all compatible, right? So that's the nice thing about these. And yeah, let's just do this. We'll save some time. If I can get it to click in here, let's see. Some of these are a little tough. Jeez, let's see. The problem is I do have a camera right in front of my face too, so it makes it a little harder to do. So let me try and go around the camera a little. Well, this is not as easy as you would potentially hope. Almost had something on there. I definitely do wish they had different connectors, because it would make my life so much easier here if there was something different. Let's try and connect it by putting them flat on the ground first. There we go. And why does it seem like that's not right? It's like bending and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but it almost doesn't seem like, I mean, it should connect. I guess there's this way too. Let's just do it this way. Well, this is proving to be more difficult than I would like. So maybe that's not going to happen. Gosh. Let me try and connect these pieces instead. Alright, well that actually did connect. I don't know why the other one was so difficult. Okay, well, that doesn't seem right. Alright, well let's try it here now. Now I'm knocking over other stuff. I don't know what's going on. There's got to be something that I'm doing wrong here. And, well, okay. I'm kind of getting frustrated. Yeah, let's just take that away. This is starting to frustrate me now. So, yeah, the build is not exactly the easiest thing, apparently, as you can see. Although, like, sometimes, like right here, it just kind of clicked. Oh no, now this one's not clicking. I'm so confused. Am I not connecting all of these properly? Am I doing something wrong? What if I just connect these? I want to connect something here, alright? I need to show some kind of progress. Oh my gosh. This should not be this difficult. Okay, there we go. I made something. It kind of did something. Maybe you really have to like mix and match things. I don't know. It's not exactly easy, and you do, like you see here, because you have this side and then you have the open area, so you have to really match it up properly too. So it gets tricky when you're trying to connect multiple different pieces together. So you really do have to kind of go one at a time when you're building these things. I was trying to do, like, build a mini little fort, which is pretty much the main thing I know how to do in the actual game. So I was trying to do it. I guess, in a way, the way that the build is going with the toys is very representative of the way that my build goes in the games. Very frustrating, and I suck at it, so, you know, I guess in a way it matches it very well. And now this piece almost feels like it's on the wrong side. Why? I don't even know anymore. Whatever. I'm done. I'm frustrated. Fortnite! Yay! Look, the build, not the easiest thing in the world. It's possible to an extent, as you can see from what came out of the box. It's possible, but it's definitely not the easiest thing, and I can see kids breaking these pieces. I guess the nice thing is, if you think they're going to be going through a decent amount of pieces, this set gives you a lot. So you have a lot of building materials. Like, you don't necessarily need all of this unless you're building a massive fortress. This alone builds a nice little set right here, and you have all of these pieces. So, in a way, it's nice that you have these, because I feel like some of these little pegs are probably going to start to break over time. So, that is certainly nice. Is it worth it or not? I guess you can determine that for yourself from the review. I'm a little frustrated by it. But once you finally do have something together, the fact that they have these little pegs here is nice, so then you can really have a display of the characters that you would like. For me, I mostly wanted the figures with the Fortnite toys, so that's really what I'm looking for. And I think they do a great job of representing the characters well. And while they don't stand the best on their own, again, having them be able to stand on the wood pieces is a nice compromise for that. So, if you want Raven and or Jonesy and you want lots of building materials, check out the Turbo Builder set. That's that. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are as well. And if you have these Fortnite building materials, what are some tips? Like, am I doing something wrong? What's the best way to build things with these materials? Because it seems to be more challenging than it needs to be. So let me know in the comment section below. I have more Fortnite videos on the way focusing on the figures, which is really what I'm excited about. So stay tuned for those. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I will see you later.